I have the pleasure of being here with on the first episode of Black Love. We have here one of America's future power couples, some friends of mine. We have Kirtis and Deanna Murphy.
What's up?
How you guys doing?
Good, man. Good.
I gotta say it's good. It's good to finally get you guys and sit across from you guys and get your story, because I'm not only am you guys some friends of mine, but I'm actually a fan of both of your work. So let's get into it. How'd you guys meet?
So we met. It's crazy. We met in the second grade, believe it or not. We both went to Maya Angelou Elementary School in Detroit, and we had class together, basically second, third, fourth, and we was always, good friends. We had like a little clique of friends we always hung out with, and we was also lived in the same neighborhood, so we always kept that connection.
Yeah, he said good friends. So when you're little and you think like, this is my boyfriend, this is my girlfriend. We always was like boyfriend and girlfriend, and so he lived around the corner, so we used to sneak on the phone. So this is like very small love. Like, we were really good friends. We grew up from there, like going into like middle school. I went to a school in Sterling Heights, and somehow, some way, he always found me, like Crush Spot, MySpace, no matter what it was, he found me. So we linked up one last time. I was moving to Texas, my 8th grade last year. It was New Year's, and I think we spent that time together. And that kind of was like, we would always be like, we'll be friends forever no matter what, yada, yada, yada. Everybody grew up. He went to high school here in Michigan. Tell your story, up in Utica,
Right. That's what I was going to say. So you said you actually you went to school in Sterling Heights. That's close to Utica. What grade was that?
8th grade.
8th grade.
Carleton Middle School.
Right. Carleton Middle School. Actually, so Kirtis, you went out to Utica and went to school out there. What year was that?
2008. Y'all, Jeanette, 8th grade.
So you guys actually were in not the same school, but still in the same place at the same time. Yeah. So you actually, then you mentioned you went to high school where, in Texas?
Yes.
Yeah,
I went to high school in Texas, literally.
Okay. So tell me, Kirtis, let's start with you. Tell me, I want you to tell me about your transition to Texas as well, but Kirtis, tell me about your transition from Detroit to Utica.
Oh yeah, definitely. So after Maya Angelou, I ended up going to Chandler Park Academy, played basketball there. I actually loved it there. Was trying to find high schools in Detroit to go to, and my mom was like, no, we moving to the suburbs. So we actually moved out there to Shelby Township, and I was still in the 8th grade, so I actually went to Jeanette Junior High, and I wasn't feeling it at all at first. I'm like, I had my friends, we had a basketball team going, I wasn't trying to move out there, so push came to shove. After a few weeks, I started meeting y'all, Ramon, friends out there, and we basically built that bond at Jeanette. And then, out there, 9th grade is still at the middle school, so 8th grade and 9th grade I was at Jeanette. Then I actually went to Utica my 10th grade year, and that's when we started, taking sports a little more serious, basketball, football. And that's when I decided, to stay at Utica High School. Even, moving around in the suburbs, I still was in Utica playing sports,
Right. So around that time, when after Carleton Middle School, tell me about your transition from moving to Texas, Deanna.
It was horrible. Like, I've lived in Michigan my whole life, and I'm about to go to high school. The first day of high school, I'm getting ready to go to Cosno. I made the dance team. I practiced all summer. What is it called?
Cosno, yeah.
Yeah, okay, Cosno. I practiced all summer with, I was really excited about my transition going to high school. Anyway, I moved to Texas, and it was very hard because I had nobody. But from there, I warmed up because I stood out. Because I was straight from Michigan, so it became more so like they really welcomed me, so I felt okay. But you know what was going on right then? Facebook maybe had just started, and again I had this stalker who we will always stay in touch. So my dad lived here, and I would have to come here every summer. And I don't want to say this, but yeah, he was supposed to be watching me, and I would be like, I'm going over to my sister's house, and somehow we would always be hanging out or meeting up. But for the most part, my transition from Michigan to Texas, it wasn't pleasant. I look forward to coming back to Michigan every summer, every holiday, everything until probably like my sophomore year. I then warmed up.
Right. So it sounds like, honestly, you guys probably had the same kind of transition. Like it sounds like, you know, for Kirtis, it was kind of tough because he didn't want to leave his, you know, he was really serious about sports and basketball, and he had a good thing going at Chandler Park. He had a nice team, and, you know, he didn't know he had a even better team, you know, waiting for him in Utica at the time. But, you know, at that time it was tough for him because it was, you know, he was leaving his what he felt like was home behind. And it sounded like you probably had the same transition around the same time. So like it's like you guys are still going through the same things at the same time in different areas of your life. So I'm gonna ask you, like, even meeting in second grade and what Kirtis originally described as a friendship, it did sound like more of a, you know, like a very young you know, relationship at the time. Would you say, was it love at first sight?
I would, because we, like, okay, so I would have this thing where, you know how girls have, like, you got that one guy that you, I don't know, I'm pretty sure men have that one girl that they be like, that's that. So we would always have this thing like, do you see yourself getting married? And I'm like, never, except if Curtis Murphy was to move to Texas. Like, we had this thing. So I had that love at first sight, but I never thought that it was like for real. Like, I didn't think it was like, you know, I can touch it. Like, I was going to be living it, like, put it that way. I had no intentions on, like, yeah. So.
Yeah. So, I'm going to tell you the real. So, at Maya Angelou, I told you we had like a little clique of little people. So everybody had like the little boyfriend this week. That's my girlfriend this week. So some way, somehow, Deanna was always like my girlfriend. Even like we played little games like house and stuff. It's crazy. Like, she was always like the mom, I was the dad. So we lived in the neighborhood. They had the pool at their house. So we always used to walk past their house trying to go in their pool. So me personally, I always knew Deanna. I guess we had that connection. I always like, I don't know, Deanna always been my girl. Like, it's weird, just since like second grade, like when everybody had the little boyfriend, girlfriend, I'm like, all right, that's my girl. Then next week, I'm like, all right, that's my girl. So yeah, I can say it for myself.